Hey, welcome to the Super Davis Bros podcast. Today we're gonna be making noises the whole time. Have you guys heard those YouTube videos?
No.
Okay, take it. There's YouTube videos where they just make noises into a mic. They get close to it and they like.
Are you serious? That
And
is.
they, like,
I guess that shouldn't.
They
surprise
like
me.
squish stuff into it. I kind of thought you guys would pick up on it, so I thought it'd be funnier than it was.
I'm
It was
sorry.
funnier to make you feel uncomfortable about it.
It
if I'm
was.
being
It
honest.
was. That's because I got awkward quick.
Yeah, that was the most awkward intro. To
I know,
a
right?
podcast.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted because those videos are awkward, so
I
it's
bet.
just fine with me. But welcome to the Super Davis Bros podcast, where
That feels
we
better.
are going to talk about YouTube, top 10 YouTube channels. And they are not going to be full of popping awkward noises like I tried to make a joke at the beginning of this.
Well, it wasn't
with-
awkward. We did get the awkwardness of
Mhm.
the joke.
Good, good. That's
We
what I
also
want.
have our returning popular guest requested by the fans. Fans being Jeremy. Jeremy Wise.
Woo! Finally,
Yeah.
all those emails and letters.
I
People
know.
asked me to come back and finally quiet down.
We had to pay you more to get you back. It was like your price is getting pretty steep to have you on.
Yeah, my schedule's busy. Got a lot of podcasts I'm on.
You're
Thanks
so
for coming on,
popular.
man. Jeremy picked the topic today, which is a unique topic. I think it'll be fun. I am going to be the first to admit I realized I'm not a big YouTuber. I just like YouTube the video I want to watch. I don't follow a lot of channels, so this was actually kind of hard for me.
I realize how embarrassing it is that this is my third time on, and so far the only things that I can show I'm interested in is skateboarding, cereal, and YouTube. That's so terrible. Those are my hobbies.
Dude,
Those are the three things I feel knowledgeable about. That's embarrassing.
that's what makes you my friend. I love that you're into YouTube, cereal, and Tony Hawk. That's like, those are the hobbies I look for in friendships.
You know who else is into YouTube, cereal, and Tony Hawk?
10-year-olds.
My 6-year-old child.
10-year-olds. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, I like that you picked this topic. It gave me a chance to kind of like think through the different channels that I watch and kind of like backtrack the videos that I watch regularly to find
Yeah.
the channels that I subscribe to, which I don't subscribe to a lot, but I'm excited.
Me too.
What about you, Jord?
I'm
do a lot of
also
YouTubing?
excited.
No, I
Too.
mean like YouTube wise.
Say that again?
Do you have a lot of YouTube channels that you follow, or do you how do you surf the tube?
I don't. I just mainly just random videos come up, and my search is like, oh, I saw this video, and I'm gonna show you it.
Yeah.
I do spend a lot more time on like Reels and like TikTok kind of stuff, and that's where I find videos that are funny. But
That's
I do
become, like, my-
follow a couple that I've really liked, and I don't like get on YouTube to watch them because Facebook will bring them down, but they post them on YouTube and Facebook. But it'll be like in my feed, and it's somebody I follow.
Yeah, I feel like
So-
Reels on YouTube have like taken over my life. I have the app, and I'll just click on Reels and just kind of go through little shorts. And then if it's like a short that I'm like interested in, like a podcaster or something, then I like find that podcast and listen to it.
Will you do me a favor and read the number of how many hours I've watched YouTube since
Oh my
June 2020? And please nobody do math on that.
Oh, I'm scared to do
That
this.
big number on top.
That says ad-free videos. So
Yeah,
that's it.
because I'm
Okay.
paying for YouTube
Oh, okay.
Premium that
You
time.
pay for premium?
I have since.
That's
middle
so
of
funny. I just
2020.
talked about that with somebody at work, Troy, actually. He's like, what's your podcast about tonight? And I'm like, YouTube. And he's like, who pays for YouTube?
I do.
It's
I'm
pretty
like, I
sick
don't
though
know.
for live. Like I did a week subscription for free during the playoffs.
Yeah.
of football, just to
So,
watch the
no,
games.
it's not TV. It's just YouTube with no ads with YouTube music. That's it.
Oh, okay. So that is weird.
No,
You're into
read
it.
that number,
Okay.
then it will feel worth
All
it
right.
to you.
Jeremy, since June 7th, 2020, has spent over 6,420 hours on YouTube.
So a little bit of time.
I actually
Since 2020.
2020 though, that doesn't sound
still,
outrageous.
I think it does.
Do you want me to do the math? That's 6.5 hours a day.
Over the years?
Over since then.
Okay, that's pretty excessive.
Jeez, man.
You have a problem.
We actually
We're
brought you here
changing this
today
episode.
to
Yeah.
This is an intervention.
intervention. Yeah,
That's fair.
We really care about you. and
we don't want to see you struggle.
Yeah, but it's taking over your life, man.
It is.
You're never there anymore.
So
Just
is it
think of
just
it-
because you do all your entertainment through YouTube, like your videos, your music, your I guess you don't do the television, but your kids use it too? Is that
Yeah,
including
kids use
your
it too,
kids
plus
and your
YouTube
wife
Music.
and-
But the reality is when I first paid for premium, like in 2020, I said, my good friend Matt's going to have a podcast, and in like 4 years, I'm going to be on there and talk about this. So I need to give 6,000 hours of prepreparation. So I've been putting in the work, 10,000 hours. I'm almost there, but we didn't want to
You're
wait
getting
another 3
close,
years.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're almost a professional.
Yep.
We have, I feel like, or it's not even a professor, right? It's to master something, 10,000 hours. If you put 10,000 hours into something, we always pride ourselves on bringing on professionals and intellects and experts on the subjects that we talk about, and we have proof now.
Yeah, I'm a professional YouTube watcher. That is correct. That's on my resume at the very top.
That's how you got your last job in marketing.
Yeah.
You are in marketing, so
I'm not, but yeah.
kind of.
No, not at all.
No,
But
I thought you were marketing.
I'm in customer
I
success.
thought we were best friends, Matt.
I
know my
thought,
job.
I thought the new job was marketing.
No, I'm over all of customer success and operations.
Why did I
Yeah,
think
that's
it was
marketing.
It's not marketing.
guess
No, it's
that is
marketing. Marketing is marketing. So we have this guy that does marketing at a company, and he does marketing.
Marketing.
Marketing's marketing, man.
Jordan, we've been what's wrong with us?
Customer
Marketing's
service, not marketing. Marketing.
Marketing.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
If you
What
were an
about a
expert like
market?
me, you would know these things. The 10,000 hours really helps you
Gotcha.
clarify that stuff.
I'm sorry. I think it's always because I just assume you'd be good at marketing. My brain just puts you in marketing.
I'll tell you this. I meet with our marketing guy every single day and spin stuff back and forth. So
That makes sense.
it's just not my responsibility.
Yeah, that makes sense though, because you are pretty good at that kind of stuff. Very artsy in weird ways.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well, I'm gonna be the first to admit I don't have a top 10. So I have a bunch of them that I like, and I have my top 3.
Good. Well, the good news is I couldn't narrow it down to 10, so I have 2 top 10 lists.
That is perfect.
One over 1 million, so 10 over 1 million subscribers and 10 under 1 million subscribers.
Oh my gosh, this is great. So how
Oh my
about
gosh.
we're gonna start with you then? I think we should just do your top 10s, and then we'll throw in our favorites as we talk, and we'll just talk about those as they come. Just for the podcasters, we are playing 1080, the old N64 snowboarding game today. Jordan picked that, so
And I just got a new record that is
whoop, whoop.
not that high.
It's amazing.
That's
Thank
okay.
you.
It's a new record.
Yeah. Been snowboarding for like a long
Third
time.
place, bro. Third place. That's good.
That's a medal. That's good.
Yeah. All right.
First
Let's
medal I've ever got. Besides participations. I've got tons of those.
Well, yeah. Let's get going, dude. Why don't we start? Let's do the 10 on each one and work our way to number 1. We'll do the 10 under 10,000 subscribers. Is that what your number?
So
one
under
was?
1 million subscribers.
Under
I
a
have under
million,
and
okay.
over. So do you want me to do number 10 under 1 million?
Yeah. Let's start with that.
The reality, I didn't really order these 1 through 10. Is that a problem?
I
Is that
mean,
how top
really,
10s
we're
work?
pretty-
No, just
this top 10
It's
can be
okay.
whatever you want, bro.
So we'll start with under 1 million. This one's really good. So it's called Electric Supercar. He's got like 130,000 subscribers.
Okay.
This dude is here in Utah. He's local.
I've heard about him.
Have you really heard about him? I came onto his YouTube videos because he helped this other YouTube channel that's really popular called Jerry Rig Everything. He helped him turn his Hummer into electric Hummer by converting it with the Tesla motor. But he does this for his own personal car. So he's just basically built the car from ground up out of like Tesla parts and like did the whole body custom, did everything, and built an electric car. And right now he's converting a Porsche 911 GTR 3 into an electric version of it.
Whoa.
Like with matching horsepower. It's insane. And
Man, he has to be so smart.
he's just
Matt's like, is that like a type of Honda?
yeah, right?
Yeah. Now, Jaguars are the ones with the tiger on
That's
it, right?
right. Yep.
Yeah.
You got it.
And Porsches, they have a horse on it. Actually, I think Porsches
It's a
do
Porsche
have
horse. A Porsche horse.
Does
Yeah.
a Porsche have a horse on it? I'm pretty sure it does.
Every supercar's a horse. That's how it works. It's just which horse is faster.
Well, except Jaguars.
That's a cat horse.
It's a tiger.
Yeah, cat horse.
Yeah. Cat horse, tiger. That's definition.
That's what I said.
But it's really cool. I know nothing about electronics. I know nothing really about cars, but there's something cool about a guy going at it. And I wouldn't say like he's the greatest expert in that
gross.
world.
Yeah.
There's nothing
There's
cool about
no-
a guy going at
Guy
it.
going at it, huh?
Is that what I said?
You're like,
Yeah.
there's something cool about a guy going at it.
then
That's
could-
true. If the end result is an electric supercar, I think it's
Depends on
totally
who
worth
you
it.
are. No judgment, man.
But anyway,
Sorry.
yeah,
Whatever you like.
that's one of mine
That is
under
cool.
under $1 million.
That is.
Didn't he
that's
just
really
buy
sick.
like the Tesla truck too and like insanely
I don't
trick
think
it
that's
out
come out
recently?
yet.
Or maybe that I'm hearing about the Hummer thing because that sounded familiar.
Maybe. Yeah, well, I don't think it was this guy, but he's pretty good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's cool that he's from Utah.
Yeah.
Jord, do you want to throw in a channel that you like?
Yeah. The Super Davies Bros channel.
I'll take that off my
YouTube
list.
channel. That was my number one. Dang it, you took my number one.
They're the best. They don't do very good on YouTube, but
They're on my under $1 million subscriber list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're also under the 10.
No, you're close. You're barely made it under my under $1 million.
I'm just pulling up my.
Go ahead, Matt. That was mine.
Oh no, seriously.
No,
That's what you wanted to do.
Okay, fine.
You can do it. I mean, if that's what you want.
I was kind of talking to you about it. One of the top ones that I kind of watch, mainly it pops up on Facebook, is Viva La Dirt League. Have you ever heard of that?
I have not.
So it's, I think they're from New Zealand. They own like a game store, but they make like spoof gaming videos, like about silly things that happen in games, almost like
like situations or things like
Yeah,
that are
like-
happening. Did they do the one?
when they trade money for like, oh, will you help me go and save my chickens? And they like, I'm so poor and I can't do it myself. Can you help me get the chickens? And then you like go and collect like 7 chickens, and you get to keep the chickens, and then and then he gives you like 500 gold, and you're like, and then he's like, thank you. I couldn't thank you enough for helping my chickens. They do stupid stuff like
okay.
that.
They pretend to be like NPCs and stuff. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They actually have like a full movie that they made as as game characters.
Oh, crazy.
I guess. I don't know if it's gone out. I don't know a ton about that part, but I know they were shooting stuff for it.
That's cool.
But they're way fun. You should check them out. I bet you.
Yeah, it
dig
sounds
their
like something I'd
videos.
like.
Let's go back to you again, and then we'll go me, and then back to you.
I'm just
and
gonna be
then-
every other
yeah,
one?
Yeah, because you're gonna have too many.
Okay, my next one is called Cutting Edge Engineering Australia. Real specific, right?
Okay. Okay.
So it's this.
That's kind of in the same vein as. Was it
Yeah,
yours
New
in
Zealand.
Australia? Yeah.
New
so,
Zealand.
Yeah,
down under.
great content down under. So he works on large machinery, like heavy machinery, and he like restores it. So people will basically be like, my massive tractor of doom, like its piston is broken. I need you to come and like fix the massive piston.
he
on
did
this
what
type
in
of
his
thing."
cup?
Yeah. So it's cool to watch somebody like repair and put on like a massive lathe, a huge giant piston, and like fix it and get any like errors out of it. Like it's very technical.
Do they
stuff.
do the like sped through version? Because that is like meditative to me when I guess I'll bring it up. This one isn't a specific channel, but it kind of goes hand in hand
Yeah.
with what you're talking about. I kind of like the DIY channels.
DIY.
DIY.
Yeah.
No,
Do
do
you-
your itself.
Do your itself. The do
Oh.
your itself channels. No, yeah, the
Do it DIY. You got it.
DIY.
Do it yourself. There you go.
Do it yourself DIY channels where they are like just like building a fort, or I really like the ones where they're like out in the wilderness and they're like, hey, we're gonna build a whole ecosystem in this plot of dirt and make this cool living area.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like I said, it's just soothing. It's almost like a meditation watching it. Like you just kind of like can't stop looking at it while they're doing it in like a quicker motion. So that was not, I didn't have a specific channel, but those are things on YouTube that I really enjoy watching.
I have a handful of those on my list.
Okay, sick.
I love those, but I'm also like, sometimes I'm like, these drive me nuts because they make them look like they're not that tough of a job. I'm like, they are, that is way harder than you're making. So today I took on a project because
that's true. Yeah, they make me feel terrible about my like projects and stuff. Like I suck at everything.
Today I got so sick of my staircase being a staircase, so I turned it into a slide, and it was just a quick thing, no problems. And now we have a slide in the house, and they show a quick video. Like, you did not do that in a day. You didn't do that in a day.
Meanwhile, my wife's like, will you repair that hole in our wall from our door that's sitting there like 7 months and it takes me like 4 months to fix it?
You can do a video about it if you want.
I know.
Just fix it. Yeah. Okay, back to you, Wise.
All right, I'm still staying on my under $1 million. And then we'll work our way up to $1 million. So this next one, it's called...
Oh, Jordan, hold on.
Oh, you're good.
Go ahead,
okay.
Jordan.
I was just going to say real quick, King Elfstone Strider. Dylan said, hello there, and great game choice.
Awesome. And King Elfstone Strider's coming on next week to talk Star Wars movies.
Yep.
We're ranking them. That's a big episode.
And we're going to play the
new Battlefront.
New Battlefront classics.
Nice.
Anyway, back to you, Jeremy.
Back to you, Jeremy.
Yeah. It says other channels called Brought You This Thing. It's these three guys. I used to watch them on a different channel when they worked.
He watches a lot of weird guy guns.
I'm cool with it, dude. I'm right here for it, bro.
You don't like to watch a lot of guys?
I do. I just
that's so gay that you don't like to watch a lot of guys.
Yeah, dude. Jeez. His name's Bruce Green and Lawrence Sontag, and I'm trying to remember what the other guy's name is. Anyway, they're all from different channels, but they have all kind of come together and do this, and they just play. It's similar. They just play video games and they chat. But the thing that's nice about it is, has nothing to do about the video game they're playing. It's just kind of there in this footage, but they just talk about silly things and they just like riff on each other, and it's just three people being really funny and just kind of improvising and talking to each other. And they were.
That sounds way better than the Super
don't
Davis
say this
Bros
to our
ones.
friends, our fans.
They
They're
left.
gonna be like,
oh, we went down.
Man,
Everybody's gone now.
Not as good as this though.
Okay,
that was the
okay,
last.
there we go.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's like this, but like
Thanks for
slightly
stroking
less
my
good.
ego.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, why are we sitting here shouting out every other YouTube channel when they need to be shouting you guys out? That seems like counterintuitive.
We don't even do anything with our YouTube. We just live. So
We never even get live comments, to be honest. I probably should.
not on YouTube. They're all,
Yeah, we get
on
them
Twitch.
a lot of them on Twitch, but.
All right, Jord, what's yours? Next one.
I just dropped my phone.
That's a good channel. I just dropped my phone. I've seen them.
Oh man, it's so good.
So
It's as awkward as that first one I started off with. The other one would be, I used to watch this forever ago when I was just out of high school, but so I don't know how big they are anymore. But Voo-Ray, have you ever heard of them?
No.
So our cousin Jordan, he actually he like does those pictures like car wraps and stuff like that, and he made all of their like bags with the Voo-Ray tags on them. But the company's like an outdoors company, and they go out and do just crazy things and set up crazy stuff. So they did like the world's largest slip and slide.
Oh, cool.
And they're based in Utah. So
there's
I
a
thought
lot
that
of
was way cool.
Utah YouTube.
Yeah, there is.
They also set up, I don't know if it is still, but at the time I was really watching them, they set up the world's largest rope swing too in
That's
Arches
cool.
area.
Oh, they did it off
And
the Arches?
Yeah, they swing
That's
off, and
insane.
it was
cool.
so crazy. But they invite people. They used to, at least, they'd invite people like, hey, this is our activity, and people would show up, and they'd just have tons of people there messing around and going down the slip and slides and slingshots.
cool.
They did a huge slingshot too.
Didn't that slip and slide? I actually remember Jordan telling us he helped print that slip and slide, right?
I
Or maybe he got an idea for it and they did a big slip and slide or something.
They
like
may
that
have.
because of it.
they
can't
may have.
remember.
I don't know.
remember
The one
talking
I
about it.
watched, they just had like a big long black tarp.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, I know he did all the bags and stuff, which he actually gave me one. So my climbing bag for my rock climbing bag now is a Vouvray bag, which is cool.
Nice.
That's way cool. Back to you, Jeremy.
He's giving me a hard time, and he's talking about big, long, black tarps. The other YouTube channels that I enjoy are...
Tarps, not farts.
Oh, sorry.
Fart.
So there's this other YouTube channel called Tring Shoe Repairs.
Wait.
Tring, Tring.
Okay.
Tring Shoe Repairs.
That's
It's
racist.
it's just a cobbler. It's just a cobbler.
Watch Adam Sandler.
So it's a guy that fixes shoes.
oh,
Like
really?
replace soles of shoes.
just
and
like
put it on
that,
there.
huh?
Dude, it's so awesome.
That's so random.
It's like using the machine and stuff
Uh-huh.
and like,
And it's exactly what you're saying. It's the like sped up stuff and the
Yeah.
process. But it always makes me so impressed. I'm like, people get so good at like so niche things and make a living
Yeah.
out of it. I think it's impressive.
like the cleaning ones are really cool too. Like, have you seen ones like that where they'll get some like dirty shoes and then they just like what's that called?
I do
When-
find myself they like rebuild them. Is that
Yeah, what's
refurbish?
that? Refurbish them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are like so cool. I remember this level, dude. This is tripping me out. We're
Right.
playing 1080. This is just like you said, it's reminding me of like sleepovers. But cool, dude. I like that one. I'll talk about mine are not good, dude. So my top ones are just things that I'm super into, and one of the things that I love is
That is boring.
I know. One of the things that I'm really into is conspiracy theories.
That's awesome.
And
actually.
there's this podcast
It's called Alex Jones. Is that what you're about to say?
No. They're impregnating the goats. No. It's called Sunday Cool.
Nice.
Their tagline is like their @ for YouTube is @ Sunday Cool Tees. But it's just these two brothers and one of them's spouse and a friend, but they just talk about dumb conspiracy theories, and some are really cool. But I just really enjoy it because that's one thing that I love is like a good conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And I feel like with these guys, they do a good job. It's really well done. It's really professional. They'll bring it. They'll do like clips and stuff and show you, like the pictures of the places they're talking about, or I don't know. It's just cool. It's my kind of jam. They just talk about dumb conspiracies, and I like it. So
That's awesome.
I'd highly recommend
conspiracy
that one.
theories are so fun.
Yeah.
We know that for sure because it's like one of our most popular episodes.
It is our most
Oh,
popular
yeah.
episode. Those conspiracy
a lot
theories.
of opinions on that too.
Yeah. So
Lots of pissed off people.
yeah, we're gonna do another one.
You should. That's awesome.
All right, go ahead, man.
So the other one. So I listen. This is probably majority of the hours, honestly, that are on my YouTube. Is I listen to a lot of podcasts through YouTube. Because there's a lot that I like to watch as well, or listen to like on my way to work or home from work. And one of my favorites that I've discovered over the last like year, he's a comedian. His name's Rick Glassman. I don't know if you've heard of him before.
I'm gonna Google him because I do know a lot of like I listen or come across a lot on my feed. Rick, what?
Glassman. He has a podcast called Take Your Shoes Off. And it's really, really good. So he interviews celebrities and other comedians, similar to like other comedian podcasts out there. But what makes his super unique is he's it takes a while for people to get him. So if you're like unfamiliar with who he is, like it takes them like a good 30 minutes to settle in to realize like who is this person opposite of me and how does he behave? Because he's very he has OCD, like real OCD, so that's why it's called Take Your Shoes Off, because he makes everyone take your shoes off when you come in. His couch is covered with a blanket, like you can only put stuff in certain spots. Like he's very particular. And the thing is, he knows that about himself, and he's not annoying about it. But it's just like that's the reality of the life he lives in. But it's so good because he's podcasting, but he is a director as he's podcasting. So there's so much good editing in these podcasts. There's like fading in and out to things. He has a guy that does straight up animations on top of their podcast. So like
that's cool.
He has this running bet all the time where like he'll pretend to have diarrhea, put his legs up, and he'll shoot like crap out of his butt all over somebody, like the guests and stuff. So just like tons of just really silly bitty type of stuff. So that one I've loved a lot just because it's a more like you get more out of the podcast than just listening to it. They throw a lot of effort into it. So
I had a feeling there was going to be a lot of like comedian channels on this one, just because that's like your jam. For the podcasters, they don't know this. Jeremy and I think we might have said this on one of the episodes, but Jeremy and Jordan and myself all used to live together.
Yeah,
we had an apartment, and I've always liked comedians, but I had never listened to more comedians. Jeremy and I shared a room, and every night he'd be like, okay, this is the comedian we're going to listen to tonight before we go to bed. Yeah. And we'd be like dying laughing, and I like couldn't sleep. It was some of the most fun nights ever because we just like listened to comedians. You also call me into It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But you'd find like these unique comedians that not a lot of people knew, and now they're huge. Like someone like Pete Holmes, we were listening to him way back in the day, or Mike Birbiglia, like back in the day, and he's blown up too, and so it's just kind of cool.
Yeah, I love that. I love just seeing, and I think Rick Glassman's gonna be one of those. He's on TV. He's on a Hulu show right now called As You See It. He's on that. He's been on other TV shows and stuff, but he's gonna
blow up.
I can tell him.
Cool, man. All right, George, do you have one, or you want me to go?
Yes. Let's see. I always watch College Humor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great.
That's a solid one.
Speaking of Pete Holmes,
he
does Batman. He's Batman.
Is he
Batman?
Really?
Yeah, which are the funniest ones.
He is also the E-Trade baby. Did you know that?
No.
Yep, that's how he got
the
his start.
old commercials.
Yeah, that's him. Yep.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my gosh, that baby that would just talk. They do the
commercials.
voiceover of the baby. That's like so easy a baby. Well, I don't think it was so easy a baby could do it, but
that was Geico.
Yeah, that's so easy.
Geico's a gecko. You remember?
Yeah, the
Affleck's a bird.
Marketing's marketing.
Marketing's marketing. Yeah.
Oh man, that's the problem we're having. That's probably why we failed out of high school. Math was math.
Yeah.
I was doing English the whole time during math class.
I wasn't doing any of them.
College Humor is a great one.
Yeah, the Batman ones definitely are hilarious, but the one that always sticks in my brain is there's actually, you know what? I'm actually not going to bring that one.
Too inappropriate.
One of my buddies always like reenacts it. It's like that. It's that scene from oh my gosh, man, I suck at bringing memories back up. I'm thinking about it. What's the cannibal show? Hannibal Lecter. What's the
Silence of the Lambs?
Like, just putting on the lipstick. I'd F me so hard. They redo that scene, and it's so funny. It's so good. And my buddy Brian does it
really well.
He kills me. And after that, he's like, a guy runs across the screen naked with his junk tucked. Like, I'd have me so hard.
one of the ones that I've thought was super funny is they do one where they're like your friend that thinks they're a health nut but does drugs or whatever. Have you seen that one? And they're like, I only have all organic salad and fruits, and I don't drink. And like, weren't you just doing like acid over the weekend?
It's natural, man.
It's natural though. But they have some great ones.
Yeah.
Some are pretty raunchy, but that's a good pick, man.
Thanks.
I like that one.
Real quick, Nick Foles hopped on, said, "What's up, guys? Sorry I can't hop on for long, or stay on for long." And he loves this game, so it's all good. Thanks for hopping on and saying what's up.
Well, if you can say your favorite YouTube channel real quick, drop it in the chat.
Yeah,
Nick
please.
Foles.
And everybody.
And anybody that's on, yeah.
Everybody and anybody.
All right, back to you, Jeremy.
Back to you, Jeremy.
You've got so many.
This one is I'm not even through my first 10 yet. This is terrible. I'll jump onto my over a million after this one, but this is not a joke or a meme. This is legit. There's this YouTube channel that's just music that I listen to called Bricks and Music.
Oh gosh.
There's some of my favorite music. I listen to it constantly on repeat, and so do all my kids.
Those guys suck.
They're
Really?
pretty good. You should check them out if you haven't heard of them.
Oh, you're such a good
Oh,
friend.
I know.
Jeremy.
So
I'm one of your monthly listeners. That's all I'm saying.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Our YouTube, we actually have. I think it's because some people have the YouTube
music. Yeah.
music, but we actually get a fair amount of streams from YouTube, surprisingly.
Yeah. I'm at
Not
least
on
one
the
of them.
videos itself, but like
Yeah.
on the music platform.
Yeah, and that's how I listen to it too. Yeah.
Well, I'll do mine then on that note because it's music related. So I'm obsessed with music. If you've ever listened to one of our top 20 or our top 10 album ones, but I like to consider myself a musician. I don't know if I can. I don't know, but so one of my favorite things to do is I really like this YouTube channel. It's called Make Pop Music, and it's this guy who just does all he does is he takes different artists, and when I say pop, it's pop in like a broad term. So he'll take like a Taylor Swift song or a 1975 song or it's usually in that like lighter genre. And he'll take the song, and what he'll do is he'll sit down in his studio and he'll recreate a song kind of like that. And he'll kind of say like, this is how I create these bass tones. This is how I create these synth tones. And he takes time to talk about like the EQ and the compression that he uses and how he develops how he'll like figure out what chords to start with and what progressions. And he's a really talented audio engineer. But yeah, it's called Make Pop Music, and I just love the channel. If I'm ever having like writer's block, or if I'm trying to like capture a certain bass tone, with the music I'm recording or a guitar tone, like I'll go to his channel and just like search like, hey, like one of the times I was trying to get like this 1975 guitar sound with like a lot of like reverb and chorus in it, and I was struggling to find the right compression ratios with my amp or with this plugin that I was using, and like how much I should use chorus to have it come through in the mix. Anyway, I went to his channel and he had like a whole 2-hour video on how to get like 1975 tones. And so I just like it if you're, I know this is a kind of a niche area of the internet, but if you're into like creating music, whether you're beginning or you're an expert, like he's got a lot for people that are into that, and so I watch that channel.
That's one you showed me the other day, right?
No,
you did.
no, that's Alex Melton. I'm going to talk about him.
Oh,
later.
dude.
okay.
Yes.
Is he on your list?
No, but he should be.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Alex Melton. I'm going to bring it up later because I don't have a lot,
Yeah.
so we'll talk about that
save it.
later. But yeah, that's one I like. Make pop music.
To your same note, though, that's what I love about YouTube is like, that is my education, honestly. Like, I learned so much through just, like, YouTube, but there's so much content out there in videos. The difference is mine's all useless crap. But if I ever need to, like, repair a shoe, I got it. I feel like I could figure
I
it out if I need
convert my Honda into a
to
Tesla.
electric. I know just enough to start one of those projects. So
I would say this, though, dude. I'm a homeowner. We're all homeowners here. Which is
we
we should
I just heard him start saying, "I'm a home."
okay.
I'm
As
a
he stuttered, I'm a
homeowner."
homeowner. This is going into that a lot. This episode.
So there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a
No,
homeowner. A homeowner.
Homeowner.
But
Homeowner.
I will say, dude, the projects that I've done in my house, like replacing my sinks or blinds or window,
For
like
real.
all the things I've done in the house, I will learn from YouTube, and if I can't figure it out on YouTube, I call Jordan. 'Cause he'll know
YouTube
how to do
school, and I've learned it on YouTube. That's why.
But, like,
You just watched the video first.
it. Yeah, but it's really cool. Like, I do love that about YouTube.
It's
like,
great.
and one of the I'll share a story of one of the dumbest ones where I felt like such an idiot. The light in my Toyota Corolla, the dashboard light where the speedometer is and everything, was slowly going
called
out.
the cluster.
Is that what it's called? The
Yep.
cluster? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where your speedometer is.
So
the
that
cluster.
that dash is called a cluster,
Yeah,
like a
that
cluster dash. Is
the
that?
cluster of gauges.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not making that up?
No, it actually is called the cluster. Like
Okay.
that's what I've always known it as.
Okay.
And I've heard plenty of people talk about it. Like
Okay,
that.
cool.
Let me YouTube it real quick. Hang
on. So
I'll put it up to the speaker.
this is gonna show how
This is called a cluster.
stupid I am. But I was like trying to figure out how. So the light went out, and it was like slowly going out, and then it went out, and I was doing YouTube videos trying to find how I should replace that bulb, and I could only find models earlier than my Corolla. And I'm like, oh, this. Most of them you had to like pull apart the whole dashboard, lift it all up, and I was just like, oh, this is so frustrating. And I finally, after digging for like 30, 40 minutes in YouTube and like being so specific in my searches, I was watching a YouTube video, and he's like, if it's a model later than 2010, like chances are it depends on the model, but you're gonna have to like. He's like, I would either check the Reddit threads on how to look these up, but I've only done older models, so I go into the Reddit threads. Dude, I find out after like 45 minutes, there's no light bulb. My 2-year-old daughter likes to get up on the car when we get home.
Dimmed it.
She dimmed it. She was slowly dimming it.
Gotcha.
So I thought it was slowly going out, and then she turned it all the way off. And so I'm reading on the thread, and some guy was posting, because a person had the same question I had, and some dude put on the thread, his comment was like, turn up the the knob, you idiot, on like the comment board. And I went in there, and the lights came on. I was like,
those do rarely go out, but they are lights behind it. They still have lights.
I think they're LED. I don't think they're like.
But LEDs can go out. They go out.
Okay.
But
Well.
So you're not stupid thinking like it's not a light. It's still a light that goes out. They still have issues.
I was just glad I didn't. I was almost to the point where I'm like, I'm just gonna try and do the tutorial of the 2008 Corolla or whatever, and just try and figure it out. I'm so glad I didn't do that. So anyway, YouTube as a homeowner is the greatest thing ever.
It does suck though when you have a very something that you don't see a lot of people mess with. Like I've had to use it at work and stuff, and one thing I can't find anything on is pressure washers, and I have to fix pressure washers a ton. And that drives me nuts. Like specifically the ones we have. I'm like, come on, just give me something informational about this. So I have to like fumble my way through 17 different videos of pressure washers just to like find out what components each of them have, so I can be like, okay, I think this is the closest
model. You should do it. You should fix it and then take a video of you fixing it and put it up on the channel.
I know nothing, but
dude, a lot of them are that way. Like it's just somebody that figured out, and they're like, I was fixing a thing on my dryer, and it was like some lady that was like, it took me forever to figure this out, so I'm putting it up on the internet in case anybody else has this problem.
You should just make your
those
video.
People are saints.
Do your video in your car just doing this, and then just do a good title.
Should.
It's like 2
really
seconds
should.
long, and it's just you doing this.
Dude, we should do shorts on the Super Davis Bros YouTube for just random ones like that we figure out dumb stuff. We should be like, figured this out, and just do a short.
Speaking of power washers, though, this is on my list of over 1 million.
Dude,
if you know what I'm gonna say,
I think I know what you're
the
gonna
sidewalk ones and stuff.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's what.
But I do love those. I do love
satisfying freaking videos.
There's this YouTube channel called Project Farm, and it's just a dude who reviews every tool, just every category of tool, every category, and he does homemade like tests that are like really, really good. So like power washers would be like, I bought these 5 power washers in this range of 5 different price ranges.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to test the pressure in this one. I'm going to test how much water gets pushed through for each of these, how quickly it breaks, and he like makes homemade rigs to test all these things.
I love that.
Do you think that's just somebody that has like a ton of money, or do you think he makes enough money off the YouTube channel to buy that?
A lot of the time, places will sponsor.
There's a lot of
the production is like it costs him maybe a nickel to put this together because it's like in his garage. It's like.
But does he have a lot of views?
A lot of views, but very low produced. But it doesn't need to be highly produced for what it is. It's the content that speaks for itself. But
I like those a lot because there's always like that debate in tools and shops and construction and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, oh, you got to buy DeWalt, you got to buy Milwaukee. It's the only one.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, I'm going to settle this debate. DeWalt, Milwaukee, Impacts. We're going to drive a 9-inch freaking wood lag into a thick piece of wood and see which one wins. And he'll drive it and he'll burn them up and everything. Like, you'll see, like, Milwaukee is slower, but it lasts the whole time. And DeWalt maybe starts smoking and dies, or makes it, but it's smoked up.
But
It's
like,
awesome.
I watched him for
That didn't happen. I was just giving
mine's
an example.
great.
when I had my wallpaper business. We were constantly having to like cut up boxes and having to cut things. So I'm like, I want a box knife that like can last me a long time. And so I went to this guy and looked up box knives, and he reviews a bunch. And the one that he picked that I bought, I use every day. Like,
That's
it's the
sick.
best box knife, and it has like a screwdriver that flips out that could be a screwdriver, and like multi-tool and other stuff. I'm like, it's so nice to have somebody that knows what they're talking about influence your decisions.
I'm
That's
gonna
awesome.
need you to send me all these so that I can just I can use all of them.
Yeah, for sure.
It's always nice when you find those channels that you can like go back to. So.
It's nice.
All right, Jord. What's a channel you dig?
Let's see here. Have you guys ever heard of Harry Mack?
Oh, dude. Yes, he was
He's
on that
so
Rick
dope.
Glassman podcast, by the way.
really?
So
Yeah.
Harry Mack, he gets on Omegle a lot, but
Yeah.
he goes out into the I like to call it the wilderness, but in cities and stuff. And he'll just walk up with a beat on his phone, playing on a
Yes, the
speaker.
rapper.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
this guy's
he's like, give me
legit.
3 words, and I'm gonna freestyle rap to those 3 words.
Yeah.
He is so freaking good. To be honest, I haven't listened to all of his stuff, but his music that he writes and just puts on Spotify,
Yeah.
like
Uh-huh.
I actually haven't got too into those stuff that I've listened to. I definitely want to try more because I like him. But the stuff he does freestyle is always so cool and
Yep.
so good. I actually got to go and see him in concert.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
When was this?
the,
Did he open for somebody?
probably
or
about a
something?
year ago. No, this was his concert, and he actually, I don't even think anybody else played. It was just
Oh.
him, and it was such a great show. So on the screens on either side of him, he put up a QR code, and you could scan it and send in your words. And
Oh,
he
cool.
was on stage just turning around, looking at words that random people would say, and
Wow.
and start
He's talented.
spitting them.
That's
it was
insane.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he's super cool. I've seen him. He hops on like, well, he does a lot. Sometimes he goes around and asks people. There's other times he's on that platform where you just like video chat with people.
Omegle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Omegle. Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
And he's so cool, dude. That dude's legit.
He's so chill to people too. He's just like,
Yeah.
"What's up? Oh, it looks like you're hanging out." You know, it's not like a, "Oh, I'll rap for you." Like, just I don't know.
He is
trying to be
getting
like
big, though,
Thug
now that,
Life
like,
kinda thing.
He'll pop up on somebody's feed and be like, "Hey," and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's you."
They recognize him right away.
Which
Yeah.
is cool.
But he like thanks him. He doesn't just like, "Oh, man,
Yeah.
freaking you can." He's like, "Dude, that's awesome. I'm glad you heard of me." You know, like, well, obviously you know the name of the game. Then let's
Yeah, it's cool.
give me some words. I
All
love
right.
how he hates that. He always tries to get people like, don't pick foods because everybody picks foods. You know, he's like he wants really tough
He
words.
wants a project
Yeah.
or a challenge.
Yeah.
Cool, man. That's a good pick, dude. All right, Jared Bear.
So this is the other one that I like really, really, really love. And it's called Channel 5 News with Andrew Callahan. I don't know if you've seen any of it.
Think I
So
have.
I think him himself has some controversy, so like controversy noted. But the content that he makes is he
Who
does-
doesn't have controversy?
I know, right? But he goes out in the real world and like just shows you what's going on with like political topics and stuff. But it's so just like, let me get you to the source, to the people, and he gives no opinion on it of one way or the other. He just says, interviews this
He
person on
has
this
one
side.
where he's on with Alex Jones.
Yep, interviews. But he just recently did one. This is no joke, where he went down to talk about the border crisis, and he talked to people crossing the border and where they're from and why they're coming here and what the process is. So much to where he found people that were on the Mexico side of the border who would take people illegally across the border, and he met up with them and got them to agree to take him across the border illegally.
Really?
And he went across the border illegally, walked through what that process was, and then he got caught by Border Patrol and got put in jail. And that whole
What?
process, like, he just goes out there. He went out to San Francisco and talked to all the people that are part of the kind of the drug pandemic there and the problems,
Yeah.
and all the people that are breaking into cars and stuff. So it's just like straight to the source. What's going on? These are the
Pretty
people
brave
participating.
journalism, man.
Very brave.
Yeah.
But I just like that it's like not left or right. It's just this is what's going on. Make your own opinions based off of what's
that's
going
cool.
on.
That's
So.
cool. That's one of the benefits I feel like that has come from YouTube. I mean, YouTube does censor some things.
Sure.
Which I don't know, but I won't get into that. But it is cool that in the world that we're in, when whether you're right or left or in between or up or down, it doesn't matter. Like a lot of news organizations have an agenda.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see some journalists still believing in like journalism and going out and like, no, let's get to the heart of this. Let's like actually see what's going on without a bias. So
Well, he
I
makes
like that.
no money from YouTube because he can't monetize the things that he's putting, and so he makes all of his money through his Patreon.
Wow.
So he doesn't worry about whether things get flagged or whether it's able to be monetized. He just puts his content out and makes money elsewhere.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, my next one. I just can't do a podcast a YouTube channel without talking about the one I watched the most. So, and I'll get back to my next one will be Alex. But is Around the NFL podcast. I know I talk too much shorts, but I love the NFL, rigged and everything. I know, but I love it, and I watch the Around the NFL podcast on YouTube all the time. It's exactly what you think it is. It's just three dudes that talk about football. But I have to say it because, like, if you were to look at my, if there was a matrix or whatever, or like a graph of the things I'm watching the most on YouTube, that would a pie graph that would eat up like 80%
Really?
of the pie graph because, I don't know, I watch a lot. So that's it. I won't say anything else. But if you like NFL and you're looking for a good YouTube channel, Around the NFL is my favorite one.
You know what really sparks my interest on the NFL is
Taylor
Nothing.
Swift.
no, Disney's been doing this animated overlay. That's my type of jam. I could just
it's
watch.
Nickelodeon.
It's Nickelodeon, that's
Which
too-
is even better than Disney.
Sorry.
And it is actually, I've
Is it good?
watched it, and it's really good, dude. It's really clever, and it's kind of a fun take. And when my kids get old enough to like kind of like sports,
Is that how you're gonna start them on it?
I'm gonna start them on Nickelodeon for sure, because they did the Super Bowl this
Yeah.
year, and you could watch. They do like Patrick and SpongeBob will commentate, and they'll like do replays with them getting slimed or whatever, things like that. It's really clever. So
That's cool.
all right, back to you, Mr. Wise.
Cotton.
So this other one, it is called Grind Hard Plumbing Co. Man, I'm full of great accounts to follow. I've never said any of these out loud. But Grind Hard Plumbing Co. They're
We'll
these-
fill your holes.
guess what? They're these dudes
We'll unclog your
Shocker.
pipes.
that they're from Idaho, so just kind of up north of where we're
Yeah.
at, and really, really good mechanics for cars and things. And what they do is they've kind of got really popular doing is they take these old Barbie Jeeps, like the ones that kids drive, the little like ones that go like 2 miles an hour the kids can drive around,
Right.
and they turn them into off-road vehicles. So they
Oh,
make
sick.
custom suspension, they put custom engines in
That's
it
cool.
with the shell, and they do all that stuff, and it is so awesome
I've
to
seen
watch
clips, but I didn't know they were big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
videos.
They're big ones.
That's cool.
And they're the perfect blend of like super janky mechanics and like beautiful precision. Like it's weird that like they go about it and get away, but it's such high quality at the same time. It's so cool to watch them work and build stuff.
That stuff is addicting, isn't it?
It
though?
really
like
is.
whenever I come across something like that on my feed, I like can't stop watching it. It's just too fascinating.
It's too good.
Cool. Jordan, you got another one?
You go. And
All right.
then-
I'm
'cause
gonna
on.
talk.
I'm trying to beat a record here.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about one of my
Cocomelon.
favorite YouTube channels, Miss Rachel.
Oh, there you go.
The Cocomelon rival, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
How
hate Miss
dare
Rachel.
you.
I can't do that. but I know all the songs. I'm gonna talk about Alex Melton, Melton.
So good.
This dude is legit. So he's a musician, producer, engineer. He does all his music, but what he does is he just takes popular songs and he makes covers of them in different genres. So he'll take like a Taylor Swift song and it'll be like a cover of Antihero if it was done in pop punk, or he'll take a Blink song and be like Blink 182 if they were a country band, and he goes and does like all the small things in a country style, and he plays all the instruments, does all the productions.
Small
it's like that, dude, and but it's phenomenal. He has a Spotify channel, and sometimes I go on and just listen to his covers because they're so good. But he sings, he does the drums, he does the bass, the guitar, he produces the whole thing. The dude's the amount of talent that takes to do all of those things is insane. The dude is incredible. And to have the creativity that he has, where he takes those songs and converts them to a whole new genre, and he has the ability to kind of, he doesn't change his voice, but he makes his voice fit for whoever he's trying to cover. It's phenomenal, dude. It's some of the greatest stuff, and I watch every single video that comes out because they're all good. So yeah, Alex Melton, super cool dude. If you're bored, just go check him out. It's so cool.
There's a lot of creators that do similar stuff, but everyone else feels like I'm getting to put enough effort in to where it kind of sounds like what I'm trying to make. He goes all the way of like full production of this is exactly what it would sound like.
It's amazing. It's so good. There's one that he does where he does the Police in different genres of pop punk bands throughout the 2000s, and he goes from like the Starting Line to Story of the Year and he's doing like Every Breath You Take by the Police. It blows my mind, dude. Like, it's so, he'll jump to Angels and Airwaves, and then like I can't even begin to tell you how, as a musician, and again, I'm not the best, but I put out a couple albums and I do some producing and things like that. The level of talent that man has is insane. The dude is phenomenal. He's so talented to be able to pull that off. So highly recommend him. I was doing my top 3 and he's my number 1. But because we're just kind of going back and forth, I went with whatever. So, yeah, Alex Melton.
I'm trying to pick a channel that's not just like every other channel that I've talked about so far, because I'm realizing there's a trend in a lot of things that I watch.
Yeah.
Just a lot of people fixing stuff. Let's see here. So the other one, this is probably the most popular one on my list, but there's a reason for it. I've watched them for over a decade. It's called Linus Tech Tips. So everything I know about anything technical, any computers, anything as far as like what that world is like, is because of Linus Tech Tips. They have a whole family of channels now. It's basically like a network, but they do everything when it comes to like PC gaming and console gaming and making custom DIY electronics and all sorts of stuff. And everything I've ever learned has been from Linus Tech Tips, and it's just great content. They're funny people. They're from Canada. Like, I think he has like hundreds of employees now. Like, it's a whole operation, but they just make great tech content that's actually like valuable and not just, I got the new iPhone, let's look at it and see what it does. It's like actual in-depth stuff, which is great.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan. You were looking. I feel like you had something.
I had
right?
to. So, you guys have heard of Mac Lethal, right? He's a rapper.
No.
Okay. Well, he redoes the song "Look at Me Now." The "Look at Me Now" song.
Look at me now.
I'm getting paper.
Okay.
And he does it while he's cooking pancakes, and he raps to the whole thing. I actually have it. I feel like. Do you think I could play it a little bit? Maybe.
We got. Remember last time we did that, we got shut down. The YouTube and the Twitch.
First time it didn't, but.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, look up
I don't want the
Mac
video to get
Lethal.
taken down.
Look at me now, pancakes or something like that, and he just cooks a bunch of pancakes while he's rapping to the "Look at Me Now" song way fast.
That's
and
awesome.
I think he's going through the ABCs, like he raps every letter of the ABC.
That's
impressive.
cool.
Which is awesome.
That's cool.
But that's just a video. I don't really watch like a lot of Mac Lethal's videos, or like his channel, I guess, if he has one. But that's just a video I have.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right, back to you.
So this is probably my last one for my major list.
Well, let's close out anyways, because I'd like to know what you're streaming. So let's each do our last one.
Yeah.
And then I just want to know. We did last week what we're kind of into right now.
Okay.
So I'd love to know what you're into. I'm curious because you give me recommendations all the time, and they're always just awesome. So
Yeah, I got some. So my last one, it's a channel called Outdoor Boys. It is so good, and I watch this
can't
with my
believe
kids.
Emo Dad didn't make your list.
Emo Dad.
Yeah, isn't that the
Emo's not dead. You mean?
Emo's not dead? That's what it is.
He is on my list. He's also one of those things like Alex Melton, where like I feel like he started just kind of memeing, but now he makes like really good music.
Yeah,
Like his actual band, Your Broken
He's
Hero, is
killer.
really, really good.
yeah.
He should be on there. He's an honorable mention for sure.
Okay. All right, go back to it. What was it called?
Outdoor Boys.
Outdoor Boys.
It's imagine your.
You do have gay names.
I do.
I'm just kidding.
I do.
We're cool with the gays. We're cool. Whatevs.
this is
But
not
it's
gonna-
just funny.
You're really setting me up for failure because how I'm about to describe this is not going to be good.
Keep doing it.
Imagine your Eagle Scoutmaster. Okay. So Boy Scouts of America, they have a good reputation. Imagine him if he made like YouTube content. So he lives in middle of nowhere, Alaska, and he has like 3 sons, and he goes out and does like outdoor camping and outdoor survival
That's
guides
sick.
and sorts of stuff. So like he's done like, I make a fort out of snow that's like the snow's like 15 feet deep, and I dig into it and I sleep in it for like a night. Or I
Is
make
he
an
super
outdoor
skinny?
super skinny.
I've seen him,
and you're
dude.
like,
I've
how are
watched
you
that.
so strong
seen
and
that.
have endurance? Because he like hikes miles and he like cuts down like 100
Yeah.
trees in a night. And it's just crazy, but he's super
so
good.
cool.
Some
I
of the
saw one.
meals he eats, like I'm like, that looks so good.
Yeah, he makes good
Yeah,
food
dude.
camping too.
He's like, oh, this is the best meal. I'm like, yeah, that looks good. And you're out in freaking BFE.
Yeah.
I remember there's one he was like up on top of a mountain and it was just like snowing, and he's like, I think there's supposed to be a shelter for people up here. If not, we're gonna have to figure out a way to bunker down and not die tonight. And there was a shelter. He like went in. I'm like, it was just cool. The dude, he's cool.
It's
That's a
really
good
awesome
pick.
to see.
He's kind of goony.
Yeah, he's a goober,
it's
You'd
but
have to
awesome.
be, right?
Yeah.
You'd have to be like kind of a bit of a
I just
nerd.
like how serious he takes it. And
Yeah.
like, I'd feel prepared if I was ever with him in a situation like that. He seems like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last one I'll mention, I was debating. So I wanted to bring up Watch Mojo because I really like that one. But that one's super popular. I think you guys haven't heard of Watch Mojo?
I can't
Watch
say I've heard of it.
Mojo, top 10 crappy
Yeah.
movies of the 90s.
Yeah.
Nope.
You okay? So you sound like you don't like Watch Mojo.
No, I just get that's probably a real title.
What?
That's probably a
Oh,
real
I
YouTube channel
guarantee it
title.
is, yeah. So I guess I'll do that one. So and then I'll say one other one that I like, but Watch Mojo is just cool. I like it. I like how they do the top 10s. It
Yeah.
gives me ideas and stuff for the podcast. Sometimes that's where I'm like, oh, maybe we should do our like top 10 movies or whatever. So I like Watch Mojo a lot. The other one is it's not necessarily a specific channel. I guess I just say this is one thing that I find myself doing all the time is I like to look at people's studio tours of their music studios or watch them build out music studios. But it just gives me everybody kind of has their thing that they wish they had in their house. I have a little music studio in my house. It's a room, but I love watching home studio tours and what softwares they're using, how they built their desks, what guitars they use, what drums they use, what mics they use. So that's kind of one of my favorite things to do when I'm browsing YouTube.
Let's go.
Oh, and
Go ahead. You're good.
I love speed runs.
Oh, dude,
Mario
yeah.
64.
Just any speed run.
Any
so
speed
good.
run, I can
I
like
was
put on.
surprised you hadn't brought those up yet.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, I should bring this up. Jordan's even caught me a few times at work. I'll just like put on someone just do a playthrough. Sometimes not even a speed run, but like a playthrough of like Donkey Kong Country or something. And it's just like soothing and it's just on in the background.
Do you know what AGDQ and SGDQ is?
No.
Favorite 2 times of the year, baby. So it's a Twitch channel and a YouTube channel, but it's everyone in the speedrunning community comes together and does like week-long back-to-back streams of all the best speedrunners in the world speedrunning games within that time frame, and they
No
raise
way.
money for charity for Doctors Without Borders and other things.
That's
And
And they do it
cool.
twice a year. It's
That's
my
really
favorite
cool.
time because my YouTube channel, like my feed, just fills up with speedruns for like a week.
Dude, that's sick, man. Yeah, I like it. I think that speedrunning, man, that's a talent of its own, dude. That we've talked about it a little bit before on the podcast, but that's it. I'm done. Sorry, I spoke too much. Go ahead, Jordan. What's your favorite?
I wouldn't say it's my favorite.
Well, your
like,
last
top,
one.
but yeah. Flight of the Conchords. You ever heard of them?
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Flight of the Conchord.
I figure. They did this one called Albie the Racist Dragon.
So good.
So
on their TV show too. Yeah.
Don't touch my tail, you'll make it dirty. They have a lot of great ones.
He's blown up, dude. He's in like everything now. He was in Moana,
Yep.
and yeah, he
But-
makes his rounds.
A couple of just quick throwouts is people should watch Nature Walk. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Yeah, that
Classic.
video.
That's neat.
Mhm. Oh, I'm surprised
When you're
you
out
didn't-
in the wilderness, you gotta pack some heat.
Yeah.
I'm
My
packing
parents
some heat.
You could tell us an aspen tree because of the way that it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
And
video.
then
That's the only good
another
one,
one
though, dude.
like it is
His other ones are terrible.
another one like it is Guy on a Buffalo. Have you seen
I haven't
that?
heard
Look
that
up that one. It's a song, and it's just like there's a guy on a buffalo, and he just it sounds awful.
It's ringing
explaining to
bells.
it, but
You're-
it's so funny.
This is like 2007.
Yes, this is when I was
YouTube, I
into
think.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And then the last one you should look up is there's this French comedian, and he does this Little Mermaid reenactment of the, what's the song that she sings in the cave when she's I got gadgets and gizmos of plenty.
Who's it and what's its galore?
He redoes that. He's
Yeah.
like in a
Nothing
wig
else.
and he's got like this little balloon looking flounder next to him, and
That's
he's walking through like it's how he does it side by side with it is
Does it, like,
hilarious.
identical?
So
I've seen those where they do them at home. They're doing like a
That's-
side by
yeah.
side. Yeah, okay.
But he's like a big French comedian. I could pull up his name. So let me pull it up.
I'm gonna guess
and
Pierre.
Ooh,
Maybe.
Pierre
Sean
Bordeaux.
Paul.
That's his name. Nailed it.
Go ahead and continue. Sorry.
Well, that's it. I think that's all we had. But
What am I
guess
streaming?
What are you streaming, Jer Bear? What are some of the things you're digging? It could be streaming on television. It could be movies you've dug lately, or it can be albums you're digging, books you're reading. I know you're not doing that, but albums you're listening.
I
to.
read books.
You do?
Yeah.
What's the last book you read?
Well,
Holes?
do you want real book or do you want comic book? I
Both.
just read all of The Last Ronin. Have you seen that? I mean,
Uh-uh.
read that. It's Kevin Eastman, who originally did the Ninja Turtles runs, like the comics,
Uh-huh.
came back and redid it, and it's The Last Ronin. And so it's the last Ninja Turtle after the three have died, and he's left in the world trying to kind of redeem his brothers and stuff. And it's so
Well, that
good.
sounds really sick. I thought you didn't like to read.
I do
thought
like
you
to
were,
read. I read-
against it.
I read Will Smith's book. I read Seth Rogen's book. I read Pete Holmes' book. I read Mike Birbiglia's book. I read all
Okay.
these comedian biographies. So,
All right, that's pretty sick.
but streaming, the thing I'm watching right now, which is brutal but so good, is Shogun.
I heard of that.
Oh my gosh, it is incredible.
What platform is it on?
It's on Hulu. Imagine Japanese Game of Thrones in
Oh,
like
boy.
ancient Japan. So the whole concept is, it's in.
How friendly is it? Is it like
Oh,
Game
it's
of
not.
Thrones?
It's like
it's hard R.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's hard
all right.
R. So like
Okay.
know that going into it.
All right.
But it is incredible. Like the concept is, in Japan, the Portuguese are there and they have a relationship and they're using them for trading, but only people in Europe that know about Japan is just the Portuguese. And so everyone else in Europe is trying to take advantage. And so England sends a bunch of ships to try to figure out where is this place that they're getting all these trades from and this stuff. And they send hundreds of ships and only one ship makes it. And it's just this one English guy. And then he comes to Japan and it's basically like the most, like, you know, how respectful Japan is and how orderly everything is,
Right.
to just the worst of England. Just like swearing up a storm, filthy, dirty, doesn't shower, is a pile of crap, trying to communicate in a language he doesn't understand to be able to
Trying to like
not die.
assimilate to this
Yeah,
culture.
and,
so
and they find out that he has an advantage because he knows about the Portuguese, really, and Japan only knows what the Portuguese have told them. So he has information that's actually valuable to the nation of Japan to be able to figure out. It's really, really good.
really.
It's super interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else you're digging right now?
I watch It's Always Sunny every day and have for the last 15 years.
I found out what he's also digging.
What?
He's digging Helldivers just like me.
Oh,
Oh,
I
are
am,
you?
dude.
Yeah.
Helldivers is so good.
Yeah, Jordan's way into that right now.
Because it's
I'm
amazing.
surprised we haven't played it on the podcast because Jordan wouldn't talk on the podcast. He'd just be
That's
like
true.
way too.
You
into it.
have to pay attention to
You
that game.
do
Yeah.
need to pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good, and it's on the PS5, so
You don't want
it's a little
to
bit
book it
harder
over
to
here.
bring it back and forth.
Once we moved into the new studio, maybe we'll do.
Which is coming soon.
Yeah, it's almost done.
New studio is coming soon.
Well, cool, Jeremy.
Yeah.
George, did you have one last thought, or did you? Because I
No.
thought you were looking up that guy's
Oh
name.
yeah. So I found him. He is French internet personality Alex Ramirez.
Alex Ramirez.
Made
Just
childhood
like
wish
Pierre
become
Bordeaux, Alex Ramirez, French guy.
what? What did you say?
His name is Alex Ramirez and he's French. All right, sorry.
Yeah.
Continue. Don't worry, I
That's
can't stop it.
hilarious, guys.
Well, it's just that name wouldn't be a French name.
Yeah, but Pierre, because Pierre's every French name.
That's the
Every-
point I was trying
it's
to make. That's
basically-
correct,
It's
yeah.
basically the Juan of
Yeah.
France.
But he just
No, I'm
does
just
a
joking.
it's a shot for shot remake of that.
That's
scene,
awesome.
and
That's just the
it's
last
so
name I
good.
would have assumed that you would have pulled out. That's all.
Yeah. Anyway, well,
Alright, well, yeah,
Jeremy,
let's wrap it up and-
yeah, we'll wrap it up. But thanks for coming on. I just want to say you're a good friend.
Oh,
So-
you guys are great friends.
Appreciate you coming on here and
Okay.
talking with us, and we'll have you on again for sure in the future.
Love to.
Do something.
Just give me like 6,500 hours to train on the next one too.
Yeah,
You could help me
Yeah.
out.
you've got to become an
Good.
expert
I
in
need-
something
yeah.
else. So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I got close to that probably. Yeah.
Ninja Turtles, I think.
Yeah, I
you'd
do
You'd
there.
be safe on that
Yeah.
if we did a Ninja Turtle pod.
True. Again, whatever a 6-year-old's into.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening. Next week we will have Dylan on, another fan favorite, returning to do one of our biggest episodes. I think we're gonna rank all the Star Wars movies. So we've talked about that. We've had a couple different people request that they want to come on for Star Wars movies, and we picked Dylan because he was our first guest. You were our second guest, almost our first guest.
And Diego is not in the States, so and he requested.
He
it,
requested it too.
but he's been on too.
Yeah. So, well, if he flew, I think Diego would get dibs if he
flew
was
in,
here.
yeah, that's fair for
So,
sure.
But so join us next
we are
week.
set up to at some point start bringing in 2 guests at the same time, so
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
When the new studio,
The
we'll
new
probably
studio
add
should
some
be-
more guests, and it'll just be a better setup for everybody. So yeah, if you're not already on our Facebook group, Super Davis Bros Facebook group, hop on there and vote for your favorite Star Wars movie. We're gonna rank all of them. So I think that'll include like Solo and Rogue One, right? Anything from any
I would say
full-length movie.
Any full length movie.
Yeah.
Which
So
would even include the Clone Wars movie. So
cool. All right. Well, thank you all, and we'll catch you all next week.
Subscribe
See you
to
later.
Brixton Music everywhere you can get it. BRICKSON.
Break that.